What's up, guys? It's Chaz, Charlie, and today let's discuss smoking weed to help me socially, or smoking weed to make you more social, or smoking weed as an introvert. Okay, the terms extrovert and introvert are very big in today's culture. People either say I'm an extrovert or I'm introvert, or a little bit of both. Some people actually say they're introverts when they're actually extroverts, yada, yada, yada. So, what kind of person are you? So, let's talk specifically to introverts, those who are more to themselves, prefer to be alone, not extremely sociable. Now, I do think introverts can actually have two categories. You can be an introvert that actually wants to be an extrovert, but either doesn't have good social skills, maybe gets very anxious in social situations. Maybe you don't know how to talk to people, talk to girls, talk to friends, whatever the case. So you want to be this outgoing person, but your personality just prevents you from doing so. Or you can be a person, like myself, who has no problem with being an introvert. I do not desire to be around a lot of people. I do not desire to be the life of the party. I do not desire to talk to people. I can be at work for 8 hours and not say a word to anybody and be just fine. I'm not dying to run my mouth. So, I mean, as far as an extrovert, I guess you can say there are some people who maybe want to be an introvert and an extrovert, which I don't think makes sense, or people who just naturally enjoy being the life of the party. So, back to this idea of being an introvert. So, I think people who tend to abuse weed or smoke weed for a lot, we may tend to say weed makes us more social. I myself, when I was smoking, did agree with this concept. I did notice when I did smoke weed, I was perhaps more sociable, more talkable, more agreeable with people that I perhaps was not if I was sober. Even people that's like my family, my mother, my parents, if I was high, I could tolerate their conversations more. If I'm at work and I'm high, I'll notice I would be more jovial, more prone to laugh and joke and talk. So, and also just the idea of weed just making everything seem better, seem okay. You are more prone to deal with people, deal with situations that perhaps may make you anxious or give you anxiety. They can be more easier to deal with if you are high or smoking weed. Now, should that be a reason that you continue to smoke weed for the rest of your life? I think not, because ultimately if you are introvert or extrovert, whoever you are, that is your personality. And weed is making you deviate from your natural essence of yourself. So it's not really you when you're high. I mean, it's you, but it's a more amplified version of yourself. But I think the problem with that is when we tend to get used to that or get dependent on using weed to help us out in social situations, it's hard to actually deal in these same situations when we're not high. Because if you smoke for a long period of time and then you don't smoke and go somewhere, you may find it hard to actually socialize with people, find it hard to talk to people, find it hard to be kind or nice to people. And we should never get to a point where we allow weed to dictate our personality, control how we feel, what we do. Now, weed can be an avenue to help us understand ourselves and may help us to guide ourselves even when we're not high. Weed is a medicine. A medicine is designed to help you get over a certain situation for a particular period of time. No medicine, whether it's herbal, whether it's from the doctor, is made to be taken for the rest of your life. It's still medicine. So if you're taking weed to help you in social situations, maybe you do need weed for a time to, give you a boost on how to talk to people, want to talk to people, and know how to deal in different social situations. Now, when you're off weed, you can still take those same principles that you were when you were high and apply them to your natural bare self. Because what if you don't have weed? What if you're not able to get weed? What if you're, fresh out that day, so you're just not going to deal with people? You're not going to be friendly. You're not going to be sociable. I don't think that's a good thing. When, like I said, weed has kind of snuck itself into determining how we treat people, how we deal with people. It has become too much of a dependence in our life. There's nothing wrong with smoking weed every now and then to celebrate. There's nothing smoking weed to get over a particular illness or to help you through a particular situation. But this help is designed to give you the motivation to be a better person when you're not high. It's kind of like a light form of eyewaska. People take eyewaska to give them this newfound realization on life, to find out about themselves. They don't take ayahuasca every day, all day, for the rest of their life. So I think we should treat weed like that. Use weed as an avenue to open our minds, open our eyes, give us a better concept or appreciation on life, and then we take that and use that in our everyday life when we're not high. We shouldn't use the excuse that I'm an introvert, I don't like people, that I should just smoke weed all day every day just to deal with people. Again, I do not care for 90% of people. I have no problem with not talking to people. I have a family, I have children, I have enough conversation within a day's time. I don't have to talk to people. But I do think when we are meant to have these organic bonds, these organic connections, organic relationships, it's better to experience them in our clearest mind, not under the influence. Because it's like you around somebody when you're high and you're kind of sedated, you're kind of, you're not in your clears of mind. Maybe somebody may say that clears your mind. It doesn't clear your mind. It kind of fogs your mind. It hazes your mind, gives you a kind of tint, a rose glass tint on life. Now, if you meet people, create these bonds when you're not high, I think it actually may give you a better chance for it being a more sincere, a long-lasting relationship. Again, you may say that I have trouble talking to people. I get anxious. I get nervous. Okay, we can learn how to deal with these things without smoking weed. If you take an improv class, look at videos about how to communicate, read books on communication. Again, weed doesn't solve the problem. It just temporarily makes the problem easier to deal with. But once you quit smoking, if you haven't taken those same concepts while you were high and just going to depend on weed to just get you through the next situation, you haven't learned anything from getting high. But if you do read books on communication, go to seminars, take an improv class, do these things that put yourself outside your comfort zone, outside your box, that will propel you in social situations. Again, weed doesn't solve your problems. It just helps you temporarily deal with your problems. Or maybe you're just an introvert and you just deal with it. Accept yourself for who you are. Again, there are some introverts that, maybe want to be an extrovert. If you want to be that thing, then, like I said, take some classes. do an improv class, read books on communication, put yourself out there more, go on more dates. How we get past these things is we continually put ourselves in hard situations, they get much easier. But maybe you're a person that, you just don't actually want to deal with a lot of people. Accept that. Be yourself. Maybe you're not the party goer. Maybe you're not the talker, the life of the party. Maybe you just are naturally a boring person. Embrace that. Be thankful for you are. We all are our unique individual self. So, again, we have to learn to not use weed to glass over real issues that we may be experiencing in our life, but rather to learn how to deal with them in our own clear, sober mind. So guys, what do you feel? Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Do you smoke weed to help you deal with people? Since you've quit weed, have you found it harder to deal with people? Is it easier? What avenues have you taken to make yourself a more sociable person when it's not it's not natural to you and yourself? So, till next time, guys, like, subscribe, share. Most importantly, comment below. I want to know what you guys feel, what you guys think. Till next time, guys, remember, we are all in this together. Peace. Do you think it's time for you to quit cannabis? Well, I encourage you to make that transition to a new life, free from the chains of weed addiction. It's up to you to make that change, but sometimes we may need a little guided help. So I created a 30-day guided journal to quit cannabis. This journal helps you go through a 30-day process to create a new life. I am a strong believer of people helping themselves, but without being told what to do like a child. But we do need to be steered in the right direction sometimes. Each day focuses on a thought or idea for that day and prompts you to write down your own thoughts and your own reasons. This will help you understand yourself and your addiction. By the end of the 30 days, you will see a clear path on how to create a new life of marijuana sobriety. If you need the motivation to take control like I did, please visit Amazon to purchase the 30-day guided journal to quit cannabis. Your future self will thank you.